You know, being the one everyone turns to, it's a role, not a relationship. You become the person that people call when they're in pain, when they need help, when they're unraveling, not because you're unshakable, but because you've taught them that you'll show up for them no matter what, no matter the cost, even when you don't want to, even when you're tired, even when you're not okay. And at some point, you stop asking yourself what it's costing you, because the guilt of not helping feels way worse than the exhaustion of doing it. So you do it again and again until your body actually shuts down on you. And secretly, you welcome that, because feeling sick feels like the only permission that you have to stop that hamster wheel. That's not strength. That's false servitude worn like a mask. And no, being everything for everyone won't make them love you more. You can't buy love. You can't earn love. And it just makes you disappear. You don't, you know, you don't remember the first time that someone called you strong. Most of us don't. And really, I don't remember when someone said I was strong that exact moment, but what I do remember is that how it felt. How it felt when saying, "Oh, you're so strong." It felt good. It felt like, I was doing something right. It felt like I was being accepted. And when you're young, when you're still figuring that out, who you are, that kind of validation gets planted deeply. Hey, if I'm good, if I do all the right things, I'll get accepted. I'll be a good girl. I'll be liked. And so you keep showing up and you keep doing those things and you keep fixing things and you keep it together, and they keep calling you strong. You're the one everyone can depend on. And it becomes your currency, your identity, your place. And for a while, it feels powerful because you can make things happen if you're just, until it doesn't anymore, until it didn't. Because being needed, really, if we're honest, is seductive. It's calling your name, but it's exhausting. You end up in rooms full of people that you've carried, but no one's carrying you. You keep pouring, and pouring, even when your cup is empty and there's nothing but drugs in the middle or in the bottom of that cup, because you're not even sure who you are if you're not being useful, if you're not doing something, if you're not being busy, if you're not giving. And that's where it gets really dangerous, not because you're tired, but because you've convinced yourself that this is who you have to be loved, to be respected, to have a voice, to be seen. And so you stop feeling and you start managing. You become the woman that people come to for help, but never to see. When's the last time you had a conversation on the phone and someone actually talked to you and asked you about your day and asked you how you were doing and didn't spend that whole conversation telling you what's going on in their lives and what's happening and wanting to hear your advice and what you can do for them? Let me ask you, when was the last time that someone really saw you without needing something, not admire you, not thank you, not ask something of you, but just saw you, saw who you were, actually looked you in the face and saw you as a person valuable and loved? That question alone might tell you everything you need to know about this strength and what strength has cost you, because that's not strength. That's a role that you've mastered at the expense of your own presence, and no one's going to tell you to stop. Don't fool yourself. No one. They benefit from it. They're comforted by it. So it's on you to ask, what am I trying to earn by being strong all the time? And then follow up with this question: is it even working? Am I getting what I think I want? Is what I want what I really desire, or even what I need? There's a kind of presence that looks like connection, but it's not. You're in the room, you're nodding, you're asking the right questions, all those things. But your mind is somewhere else. Not because you don't care, but because you've been so trained to stay ahead of the needs and the emotions and the expectations of others. So even in a conversation, you're calculating what to say next. You're scanning what they may need from you. You're bracing yourself for the next ask, the next responsibility, the next role that you're expected to play. And that becomes your way of relating to others, not through presence, but through performance. You're not actually with the person, you're in position. You're prepared, you're poised, you're functional, but you're not connected. I mean, really, do you feel connected? Did you? And here's the thing that no one tells us: when your value is tied to what you do for others, you forget how to just be with them, how to have fun, how to enjoy the moment, how to be present with what's going on in the room around you. You don't know how to relate unless you're offering something, doing something, holding something. So even the simple stuff, text, phone calls, casual conversations start to feel heavy, not because you're overwhelmed, but because you're unsure of how to exist in that interaction. How do I be me? Who is me? Without proving your worth. And the longer you live like that, the more your relationships turn into transactions. You're there, but you're not there with them. And over time, you actually stop even noticing the gap because everyone still thinks you're showing up. But inside, be real. You're gone. That's not presence. That's proximity inside a role that you never signed up for. So here's the question that I want you to sit with: when did you stop relating and start performing? And who actually knows you when you're not giving them anything? How many people, if any? When you've been performing for so long, you forget what it feels like to just be in the moment, not managing it, not anticipating, not preparing a response, just being there. And that's what presence actually is, not stillness like we think it is, not perfection, just honesty. But the hardest part isn't learning how to be present, it's learning how to stop performing. You've built a whole life around being capable, being reliable, being the one who always knows what to do. So what happens when you don't? What happens? Nothing to carry. What happens when there's nothing to fix? No applause for how much you have endured. That's when you meet the part of yourself that's been buried under all the doing. And I'll be honest, returning to that girl, returning to her, it's uncomfortable. No, 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 let's get real. It's downright painful because she's not polished. She's not impressive. She doesn't have anything to offer. Not at all. But she's real. And if you want to come back to presence, if you want your life, your relationships, your body to feel like yours, well, you have to make space for her. You have to stop asking, am I doing enough? And start asking, am I still in here? Here's the reflection that I want you to sit with and write it down so you can come back to it. This is your assignment. When was the last time you were with someone and you weren't performing? It wasn't a role. And if you're confused about what a role is, say these words with me. I am a, and whatever the word is you put on the other side of a, that's a role. For instance, I am a mother. I am a wife. I am an entrepreneur, a CEO, a business person. Here's the difference. This is who you are, your character. I am capable. I am lovable. You see the difference? That A after am changes the whole game. So when was the last time you were with someone and you weren't performing? Not guiding the moment, not protecting the image, not proving your value or any of that, but just with them as yourself. And if you can't remember that last time, that's not failure, it's a signal. You don't need to do more. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to come back to the version of you that doesn't need to earn her place. And I think I said that wrong. What I want to say is you just need to come back to the version of yourself that doesn't need to earn her place. If you've lived in that role long enough, whatever it is, and remember how we determined what a role was, you might not even know who you are without it. That's why so many of us have a problem with that empty nest syndrome, because we've been a mother so long. There are many roles like that. And that's not dramatic, what I'm saying. That's not too deep. Listen, it's honest. You've been the strong one, the helpful one, the dependable one, and you've shifted and flexed into whatever version of yourself that you felt safest in that moment, until eventually you became a shape, not a person. And if right now you're thinking, I wouldn't even know how to be myself anymore, ooh, you're not alone. So I'm not asking you to be yourself. I'm not asking you to start noticing who you've been. What I'm asking you is to start noticing who you've been without shame, with curiosity. Go back and use that sentence I used. I am a. And I'd actually encourage you to write down each one of those roles that you've been performing. Because the truth is, you've always been in there, right here, under those expectations, under the exhaustion, under the role. And no, you don't need to fix that in this video right here. I'm not asking you to all of a sudden become who you are or anything like that. I just want you to notice that it's time to come home. You don't need another tool. You don't need another strategy. You need space. Maybe a little honesty about how far you've drifted from yourself. And that's why I'm actually running my workshop again. Not because I have all the answers, but because I want to help you ask better questions. And this workshop, it's stress isn't the problem. It's only the symptom. It's time to tear off that Band-Aid and start working at the root of the pain and the problem. And it's not about managing chaos. It's about listening differently, and about noticing the version of you that's been trying to hold everything together. And you know what? Finally asking, what is it she actually needs? If this video stirred something in you, I want you to get on the wait list, because the wait list is now open for that, excuse me, for this workshop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the QR code up there. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. And so I want you to go ahead and just get on the wait list. You're not too far gone. You're not broken. You're just overdue to stop performing and start returning. And look, I've put the QR code for the wait list on the screen, but I'm also going to put the link in the comments below in the show notes. And before you go, I would love for you to drop a comment if this hits somewhere personal. If just one line made you rethink where you are now, made you look at something different, made you maybe shift your perspective just a little bit, even if it's just, that's me, or that's enough. Whatever it is for you, I'd like to hear your comments below, or actually see your comments below. I am so glad that you took the time to listen to this video and watch this video, because I feel that this needed to be said. And I wanted you to know that you're seen, you're not forgotten. And so until next time, I want to thank you for being here on Unlearning Stress with Michelle. Take care. Bye-bye.